No, we're back. I'm back. Yeah, there's no we. New angle. Why? Because I just wanted to. This video, I'm going to be using this, or I have already used this, but this is Georgian oil paint. This is a Georgian oil. Yeah, it's very good. The story of how I got it is really interesting, and I'll tell you about it in the video. But yeah, like and subscribe and all this stuff. And just... Okay, we're back. I'm back. I already said that. Right. So I'm painting again, of course. This time on a canvas and with actual paint because my paint arrived. The paint I've been waiting on for 2 weeks. It actually arrived this time, and that's very nice. And I made this piece, and I actually think it's one of my best pieces. I really love these two portraits I've done here. I think they're very good, and I want to explore more of this style. And as you probably can see, or probably have seen from the thumbnail, this is done in only red and white. And the white is only used to make the red lighter. So it's the same. It's just red. Everything in the piece is red, and I used Georgian crimson oil paint or whatever it's called, and it's very good. So I used crimson oil paint on my own canvas that I made from 3 other canvases, and then I drew these 2 people here. They're a little bit different from what I usually paint, but of course somehow they're still the same. And yeah, you gotta hear the story time, of course, of how I end up with this paint, because this paint is much more expensive than what I usually buy. It's nearly the normal price of paint, and then I have of that on top. So it's like, instead of $10, it's like $15, which doesn't seem like a lot, but it actually is though. So, but for me it is, and considering how much paint I use and how much I paint and stuff, but yeah, still I need it, so I have to buy it. Anyway, the story time is, I go on the website that I usually go to. I see, ooh, they're having a sale. I find the things I need, turpentine and white and all the things I need to make good paintings. And I buy the things, no problem. I buy 3 crimson of a different brand, of the cheaper brand. And then a week goes by and I hear nothing. Like, I've gotten the order confirmation mail, but that's it. That's all. And I get concerned, because like, oh no, did something happen to my package or what? And about 3 days after the first week, I get a mail from some lady that works there. I assume she owns the store, the shop, I think. But she tells me, we ran out of crimson, so she didn't have the 2 extra I bought. So the first one, they have the first one in the cheap paint, but they don't have 2 more. And then she said they ordered the paint and it would arrive any day, and then they will send the whole package. Yeah, then I don't hear anything for another week basically. So it's like 20 days or something I've waited on this stupid paint. Then I get shipping thing, and boom, it's here. But the thing is, when I opened the package and checked out the paint and the stuff, everything was right, until when I got to the oil paint, and instead of being 3 of the same, the cheaper brand, I had 2 of these more expensive but same color Georgian paint. And that's nice. That's it's unfortunate that their system didn't work, and I had to wait 2 weeks. But I got more expensive oil paint for the same price as the cheaper which is very good for me. But still, though, yeah, it's unfortunate, but it turned out pretty great because I wouldn't have made this piece if I didn't have the more expensive oil paint. There's a problem now, though. Next time I have to buy oil paint, I'm gonna buy the expensive brand because it's so much better. Like that's a luxury problem to have, but yeah, I'll have to buy the more expensive paint because it's just, of course, it's a bit hard to see on video, but it's so much more clear, and it's so much like it's just better. It's very good paint, and it just sits nice. It works nice. It's just all good, really. I would highly recommend it. But this is not sponsored. I would just recommend it. Yeah, that's the story time of how I got it, really. But let's get on to the piece, the painting. So like I just wanted to do a portrait, and then I started with the first guy you're seeing me paint tears on here, and he ran really good, but like I thought it needed filling up, like the piece, and it really did. So I ended up painting the second guy, and I'm really happy with that. I have two because the painting is more filled up, and it looks like a project group portrait. Like it looks like these two people know each other or work the same way or has the same type of status. Like they have these, both they have elongated heads, but the hat, the furry hat on top, is also extremely elongated, which is reminiscent of Danish royal guards, which is what I based it upon, like a little bit, but also old pictures of the Russian Tsar and the big furry hats, the rich Russian kings and whatever they called had. But also there's a bit of Egyptian inspired in it because it's these overproportionate helmets or hats made to look unnatural and make them look like it's a status symbol. It's not just it's not for warmth because they're not only built practically, they're built to show their status and show who these people are, and that they have presence and they have it's called meaning. I don't know if it's meaning, but they have an authority over normal people. And that's the same thing with portraits. For a long time, personal portraits was only a thing for the rich, and in some way it still is, because like it actually costs money to make art. It's actually difficult, pretty difficult. I don't know. If I do it, it's all right, but like so, it's also about reminiscing and not retelling the same story, but grabbing onto the history of portrait art, which is more than just paint a person to life. It's also a thing about status, having a picture of yourself. Like art is a luxury. It has always been a luxury and will always be a luxury, especially original art. Like prints and stuff, that's a newer thing, and that's not as luxurious as a real piece. But that's the thing. In the olden days, there were no prints, or there were very few people who actually had prints. So most people, they just, if they had the money, they would buy an original piece by usually an artist that is a portrait artist. Like people specialized in not just as a yeah, not just painting in general, but you doing portraits or doing much more specific things in terms of art. And I don't do that, but I also love doing portraits.